Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs. Today's first question, the first two questions focus on the G20 summit, on which the following themes was the G20 New Delhi leaders declaration centered. I mean, there's a lot of themes there, but we'll focus on what came out in the New Delhi declaration. While the most important things were the commonplace things like climate change, dividing, bridging the gap between the genders, gender gap, and especially in terms of pay and opportunities for work. Coming to gender digital divide, there is widespread digital divide, especially given that males have greater access to digital, resources than women. Then coming to the other things here, everything's mentioned. I'm not really going to focus on that. Instead, I'll take you to a lot of other things that are important from the exam point of view, from our entire selection point of view. We are talking of whatever comes in the selection process, including the interview. So I'll focus on the G20. I would want you to write as much as you can about the G20 rather than discuss what's on the slide for you. I would discuss things that aren't mentioned here. Okay. Though in the next slide, I have a map here, G20 members. I will come to that in a while. You could start with the G20, group of 20. The group of 20 founded September 26, 1999. September 26, 1999. That would be, you would watch this on 23rd September and 3 days hence, you would have it. You would have the anniversary of the G20. Okay. Now, let's go to the members. How many members are there? Now, currently it is 21 members because at the New Delhi summit, African Union was also incorporated, was also admitted as a member. Now, the African Union has about 55 members. There is no particular headquarters as far as the African Union is concerned. But yes, it does have two major political centers. One is Johannesburg. The other is Addis Ababa, which, as you know, is the capital of Ethiopia. Now, let me take you to the members. We'll start in the West. Why don't we look at this map? We have Canada. Yeah. See, the map of India does not represent, is not true map because it actually shows, this comes from Wikipedia, and considering that, they have this entire thing reflecting the territorial control, POK and POL, Pakistan occupied Ladakh, as shown as part of Pakistan. Okay, we'll ignore that for now. My friends, let's focus on the members. To start with, in the West, it's easy to remember if you go in a certain geographical order than just alphabetical order or random order. When we say random order, there is order in chaos also. So, 1, Canada, 2, United States, 3, Mexico. So, in North America, 3 countries come in. Canada, United States, Mexico. Then 2 from South America, 4, Brazil, and 5, Argentina. So 5 countries in the Americas. Okay, let's come to Africa. Just 1 is marked here in pink. South Africa, the Republic of South Africa. Okay, that will be 6. Now let's look at these countries here. Britain, 7. 8, France. 9, Germany. 10, Italy. To repeat, 7, Britain or United Kingdom. 8, France. 9, Germany. 10, Italy. Now you look at this here. 11 would be European Union. 11 would be the European Union. Now, 4 countries on their own are members of the G20, but there are other countries in Europe which may not make the cutoff for the top 20 economies in the world, but they do they do come in as members of the G20. So members of the European Union. So the European Union represents these countries which do not represent, their own national governments, their own national, countries. Now, so apart from the four, France, UK, Britain, and Germany, then we have, France, I mentioned UK and Britain together. In fact, so Britain is the same as UK, but not technical, geographically, no, but yes, for our reference. France, Germany, Italy, and the UK, 4. So European Union, 5. So that would be, my friends, 11, I guess. Then we have Russia, this large country, Russia. We will take it as a European Union member, as a Russian European nation, because majority of the country here, where the political power is in Russia, is in Europe. Okay, the Asian part of Russia is more or less sparsely populated, away from the political center of Moscow, and it's it's pretty rich in resources and all that, but that's another story. So Russia, then Turkey, okay, then the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So in West Asia, there are only 2 countries, Turkey and Saudi Arabia. Next, India, China, South Korea. This is where South Korea is, the south of North Korea. Yeah, South Korea. Then you have Japan, this island, nation here. It's an archipelago of over 6,000 islands. That's Japan for you guys. Then Indonesia, world's largest archipelago of over 17,000 islands. Indonesia here. Then Australia, this large entity you will find here is Australia. So that's 20, my friends. Let's bring in the 21st member, African Union. Okay, so there we go, my friends. This here, there are certain permanent invitees. Among countries, there is one which is a permanent invitee to the G20, that's Spain. You see this color here, it's a permanent invitee. You could write permanent invitee. Among nations, only one, Spain. Next, other permanent invitees. Next, heads of World Bank Group, IMF. IMF is International Monetary Fund. Then the International Labour Organization, ILO, International Labour Organization. Then OECD. OECD is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. OECD. Next, World Health Organization. World Trade Organization. Next, ASEAN, ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Next, there's one more. No, there are 2 more. Financial Stability Board, FSB. The last one, New Partnership for Africa's Development. So to repeat, among nations, there is only one permanent invitee, Spain. The others are heads of the World Bank Group, IMF, International Labour Organization, World Trade Organization. You have World Health Organization, you have the OECD, you have the Financial Stability Board, then New Partnership for Africa's Development. So plenty of things have come in there. Now, let me bring in something important here. You could be asked this question, right? India's special invitees to the New Delhi G20 summit. Right. Bangladesh, Singapore, Comoros, it's an island here, it's a tiny country, Comoros, Comoros, Comoros. In fact, the African Union president currently is a guy from Comoros. So Comoros, he holds the presidency of the African Union currently. So technically, the president of Comoros is right now the head of the African Union. So Comoros, next. United Arab Emirates, UAE. Oman, OMAN, Oman. Next. Mauritius, MAURITIEUS, Mauritius. Next. Netherlands. I moved west actually. I'm from, no particular geographical order, but Netherlands. There is one more African country, Egypt, EGYPT, Egypt. To repeat, Netherlands, Egypt, Mauritius, Comoros, Oman, UAE, Bangladesh, Singapore. Okay. So Mauritius and all these countries were invited. There were special invitees from India. So this is Mauritius. This is where you find Mauritius, just above this Madagascar, just above Madagascar. Okay. Next, theme of New Delhi Summit. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I think you would be familiar with this, which effectively means the world is one family. So you could write in English, one earth, one family, one future. One earth, one family, one future. Venue, Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. Let's go further. Now the host. 2023 was India. 2024 would be Brazil. 2024 Brazil. Now, before India, it was Indonesia. Okay. Now, I want to tell you something here. See, India was to host the 2021 G20 summit. So, our mandate, we were asked to host it in 2021. 2022 was Italy. Okay. There is no Indonesia in the picture. So, 2021 India, 2022, Italy. But then we requested the Italians, hey guys, 2022 happens to be the 75th year of our independence. So we want to have the G20 in 2022. So the Italians said, okay, chill, relax. Why don't we? Okay, let's swap the years. We'll host the summit in 2021. So the 2021 summit was in Italy. 2022 was then given to India. But then the Indonesian government came in and requested India, hey guys, we want you to move it to next year. You give this 2022 presidency to us and you host it the next year. Why? Because Indonesia said, you see, in 2023, we are also going to host the 2023 ASEAN summit. And that would be a lot of load on us. So we would rather want to hold it. We would request you to host it next year and give 2022 to us. We said, okay. The government of India said, okay. So that's how it worked. India originally was scheduled to host in 2021, Italy in 2022, swap places. Then Indonesia jumped in, told us, please swap. You hold it the next year. So 2023, we said, fair. That's why it's held in 2023 in India. Otherwise, it would have been 2021. And at that time, there was COVID. So more or less, it would have been a virtual thing. Luckily for the government of India, it became a very, very important diplomatic achievement, my friends. Hosting it in such a successful, important way. So that's a bit about the G20 this year, my friends. Okay, I hope you learned a few good things. Let me take you to one more thing about this. There were a lot of outcomes here. The Global Biofuel Alliance was one, and it is talking about reducing dependence on fossil fuels, which are environmental damaging. Why not focus on renewable sources of energy like solar, like wind energy and all that stuff. So India is focused on that. As you know, India is a global leader in solar power, my friends. Now, coming to biofuel, yes, it could be biofuel. Typically comes from crops like maize, malt. Now, African Union also has become a permanent member. So I don't know whether it still will be called G20 or G21, because still from its formation till recently, it was called the G20. It has had 20 members, but now that the African Union has come in, will it be called the G20, still be called G20, or the new name will come in, is something that we could look for in the future. Now, India has proposed an economic corridor, a transportation corridor that would link India's western ports, especially western ports, or let's say India, with West Asia, called Middle East, and then from here to Europe. We'll discuss this particular point in the next class. I have a map for that, but given that it will be too much to discuss in this particular session about one particular topic, we will focus on it in the next class. Okay, guys? So let's see how it works out. Computer scientist Dennis Austin passed away recently. He was one of the inventors of the PowerPoint. Yeah, this is what you see on the screen is a PowerPoint actually. Yeah, he is a guy who created PowerPoint. He co-created it. So you could write this: PowerPoint co-created. PowerPoint co-created by Dennis Austin and Robert Robert Gaskins, Gaskins, Robert Gaskins. Okay. So they initially built this program. They created this program in 1987 for Macintosh computers. Mac computers are made by Apple. So these two guys, Gaskins and Austin, built the PowerPoint program for Macintosh computers in 1987. But 4 months or something, I think 3 to 4 months later, Microsoft acquired it. Microsoft said, we want to buy it. So just about 3 to 4 months later, Microsoft said, we will buy it. Today, PowerPoint is an indispensable, most necessary program in the Office suite. SUITE, suite. How do you pronounce it? Suite. Suit nahi kehte hain, suite kehte hain. Okay? SUITE. A hotel has a suite. A suite is basically kind of a flat, apartment, basically. Okay? So PowerPoint is just, we died recently, my friends. Name the Mediterranean storm that killed 5,000 people in Libya. In fact, this storm is considered the deadliest in recorded history in that part of the world. In the Mediterranean Sea, there has never been a storm like this storm called Daniel, Cyclone Daniel or Storm Daniel. The problem with, there was The cyclone first impacted Greece. It destroyed large parts of Greece, especially the island, because Greece has a lot of islands where tourists come. So a lot of people died there. Unfortunately, there were some people who were holidaying there who died. And, from Greece, it went to Bulgaria. It impacted the area much. But then it turned into Libya. Libya is a very large country, my friends. But the country has not seen peace since 2011. That's the year Muammar Gaddafi, the dictator of Libya, was killed. Okay. Now, that's another story. That's something that I thoroughly enjoy telling, but right now, no. Since then, large parts of the country are divided between two, warring groups. WARRING. War means the parties who are waging a war. One is Tobruk here. It's run from here. Okay, large part of the country is run by, controlled by the House of Representatives in a place called Tobruk. You don't have to write this. And the National Government of Unity or Government of National Unity is the other party. So the country is split up, my friends, between political centers, and they are waging a massive war to defeat the other party. So the Government of National Unity versus the House of Representatives are waging war in Libya for control. But you also need to understand that 80%, nearly 70 to 75% of the country is in the Sahara Desert. Southern part is all Sahara. And, the civil war between these two groups has destroyed almost all kinds of infrastructure. And Derna, which is a small town here, okay, it has home to two major dams. The cyclone came because of lack of upkeep of the cyclone, the dams and all that, because there is a war happening and nobody's interested in taking a public infrastructure. So the cyclone brought in so much wind, so much rain that the dams collapsed. And in the middle of the night, water gushed and destroyed the city of Derna, Derna. It is believed that at least 5,000 people have died. There is and another 10,000 are missing. There could be under the mud that was brought in by the flood from the destruction of the dam. I mean, things are bad, my friends, everywhere. I want you to know this area you see here, Morocco, Algeria, Libya, this area, Niger, both northern part. This is also called the Maghreb, MAGHREB. Find out what does it mean. Herbert Daniel. Okay, I want you to know one more thing. You see this here, Tunisia. It's given its name to this. The country is named after the capital, Tunis. Okay, Libya's capital is Tripoli. If you're interested in wars, films that show violence, true violence, there's a movie called 13 Hours. 13 Hours. 13 Hours is this movie it's a true story of American soldiers being held hostage, or rather, they're hemmed in from all sides by Libyan forces. So there is the city where it happened is Benghazi. Is it Benghazi? So 13 hours the siege takes place. It's an amazing story, my friends. You will enjoy it if you watch it at one go. Okay, it's just a short movie under 2 hours. It's called 13 Hours. It's available on Prime Video. I know I'm not a brand ambassador for Prime Video, but the film is fun. Okay, it's a true story. Which movie won the Golden Lion for Best Film at the 80th Venice International Film Festival? It's mentioned there. Poor Things. You could write directed by Yorgos. Y-O-R-G-O-S. I repeat, Y-O-R-G-O-S. Yorgos Lanthimos. L-A-N-T-H-I-M-O-S. L-A-N-T-H-I-M-O-S. Yorgos Lanthimos. So the golden lion went to this. Then there is something called silver lion. Silver lion is for the best director. You could write that. Silver lion for best director. Silver lion for best director. Matteo Garon, Matteo, Matteo Garon, Garrone. For which film? Io Capitano. I-O space Capitano. 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 So two more films won special awards. One was the first film, Evil Does Not Exist, won the Grand Jury Prize or Grand Jury Prize. Grand Jury Prize went to Evil Does Not Exist, and Special Jury Prize went to Green Border. Green Border. Okay. By the way, those of you who don't know, find out what is special about Venice. It's a city built on islands. Find out how. A devastating 6.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the high Atlas Mountains in Daesh killed at least 3,000 people, left thousands injured. Yeah, these are the Atlas Mountains, my friends. Okay, they are in Algeria. This is Algeria. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Morocco. What is it? Morocco. 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 Morocco is a constitutional monarchy. There is a Raja here, Muhammad the Sixth. Muhammad, Roman numeral 6. Okay? Muhammad the Sixth. It is not a very usual occurrence here. In fact, earthquakes in this part of the world are quite rare. Quite rare because it's a contiguous, plate. It's very rare. Plate means plate tectonics. It's very rare that an earthquake would hit this area. But because the people were, for the same reason that earthquakes are not frequent here, people were not prepared, and most people being poor, vulnerable, living in mud houses, especially rural areas. The entire, there were villages that were flattened. I followed this story. It's a sad thing, my friends, that people suffer tragedy. It's truly sad. Morocco's capital is Rabat, R-A-B-A-T. Rabat, R-A-B-A-T. Okay. Then let's look at only the capitals, my friends. Senegal. Dakar, D-A-K-A-R. Dakar. D-A-K-A-R. You must have heard of the Dakar car rally. It starts here. Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, A-D-D-I-S, Addis Ababa, A-B-A-B-A, Ababa. Tunisia, a while ago we saw this. Tunisia is Tunis. This is Tunisia. Tunis. What the last one? Peru. Oh, it's in South America. The capital is Lima. L-I-M-A. Lima. As on 12th September 2023, with which nation did India sign 8 agreements in several areas, including those of energy, digitalization, and investment? Well, Saudi Arabia. We are deepening our relationship with Saudi Arabia, which is good for both the countries. Also, especially good for Indians who work in Saudi Arabia. So we have this. The Saudi Arabian leader was here in India. He is both the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. So you could write his name, Muhammad bin Salman. Muhammad bin Salman. S-A-L-M-A-N. Salman. Salman is his papa's name, father's name. So Muhammad bin means son of. Muhammad, son of Salman. Then we could look at Saudi Arabia's capital is Riyadh, R-I-Y-A-D-H, Riyadh. One country we rarely look at is North Korea. So let's focus only on North Korea here. North Korea, as you would guess, is north of South Korea. It has two land borders, three land borders, one with South Korea on the side in the south. Then in the north, there are two basically. One is with China. The longer part of the north boundary is with China. And then there is this very short boundary with Russia. RUSSIA, Russia. Okay. So who is the leader? The capital of North Korea is Pyongyang. Pyongyang. P-Y-O-N-G-Y-A-N-G. Pyongyang. Then the leader is Kim Un-jong. Kim, K-I-M, Kim. Kim Un, U-N, dash, Jong, J-O-N-G. Which city hosted the first global symposium on farmers' rights from the second week of September this year? New Delhi, yeah. So there's hardly anything to discuss here. Two countries. One is important there, Thailand, because Thailand has a new prime minister. You could write the name of the prime minister of Thailand. Thailand, new PM, Srettha Thavisin. S-R-E-T-T-A, Srettha, S-R-E-T-T-A, Srettha Thavisin, T-H-A-V-I-S-I-N. Thavisin, new Prime Minister of Thailand. Okay. Manila, as you know, the president there is Marcos Jr. Marcos Bong Jr. Marcos, M-A-R-C-O-S, Marcos Bong, B-O-N-G, Bong. Okay. Which football player surpassed Pele as the top goal scorer for Brazil's national team after overtaking the three-time World Cup winner's career total of 77? Neymar Jr., has overtaken Pele, but Neymar Jr. plays for one national team Brazil and then plays for one football club called Al Hilal, H-I-L-A-L. Al Hilal is a team in Saudi Arabia. It's a team in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, he holds the Brazilian record, but who holds the world record for scoring a maximum number of goals? Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal. Look at choice 2. Ronaldo holds a world record for the number of goals scored in international matches. Second is a former Iranian player. I'm talking of non-playing, currently non-playing as well. Keep that guy out. Among current players, number 1 is Cristiano Ronaldo, number 2 is Messi, number 3 is India's Sunil Chhetri. Yeah, he scored 92 goals. Coming to Ronaldo, he scored something like 125 or 128 goals, and Messi has scored 104. Which country won its first ever FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 title by beating Serbia in the final? That was the logo, my friends. Okay. Football Association, International Football Federation, Association of Federations. Then we have, why don't you write this? FIBA 2023 Basket World Cup title. World Cup. Underline that first one. Hosted by Japan, Philippines is spelled here. Japan, Philippines, and Indonesia. Next, winner, Germany. It's mentioned here on the slide. Germany next. Runner-up. Serbia. 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 Okay. Third, Canada. Third, Canada. Next. Most valuable player. Most valuable player. MVP. Dash. Dennis Schroeder. Dennis. DENNIS. Dennis Schroeder. SCHRODER. Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder of Germany. Of Germany. Then this was held in 3 countries. Next event will be in 2027. You could write 2027 event dash Qatar. 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 It will be hosted by Qatar. With which nation did the US government recently sign a deal on semiconductor supply chains? Supply chains are undergoing a lot of stress across supply chains across industries are experiencing stresses. One of the major things that's caught the attention of India, China, Japan, United States is semiconductors, chips or fabric, small fabrications. Now, Vietnam has been a historical enemy of the United States. Vietnam and America went to war for 20 years, just a tad short of 20 years. So they went to war in November 1955, ended the war in April 1975. So for 20 years they fought. From 55 to 75 they fought. And you could say that in a major way, America lost this war. It lost the ground war, it lost the air war, it lost the battle of perceptions, mind war as well, because the Vietnam War left a great impact on American soldiers who fought there. There are plenty of movies. If you are kind of a guy who's interested in watching movies, I would suggest that you watch a movie like Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket, terrific film. Then there is this movie named Platoon, PLATOON, Platoon. And then Apocalypse Now. It's 3 great films: Apocalypse Now, Platoon, and Full Metal Jacket. All focus on the Vietnam War of 1955 to 75. Okay. So currently, Vietnam, a communist country, has one president. Name you could write Vo Van Tuong. Vo, that's one word. Vo. Then Van, VAN, Van. The third word in his name is Vo Van Tuong. THUONG. Tuong. See, while I mentioned that Vietnam has been a major enemy of the United States, their current political, you could say, dilemmas have brought them together. Vietnam is a communist country, hardcore communist, anti-democracy country. Democracy, capitalism is what they hate, and you would find that the US is all of this and more. Okay, but why are they coming together? They are coming together to be prepared against China. China is on the border with northern Vietnam, friends. And it's a country that is increasingly being aggressive in South China Sea, which it claims. But Vietnam says, no, this is East Sea. East Sea. There's no word called China there. East Sea, and it is ours. So they've been fighting major fights and everything. The Americans have denied any kind of technology, chip development technology to the Chinese. In fact, they have barred American businesses, venture capitalists including, from investing in Chinese companies that conduct this kind of high-scale, high-end research, my friends, chips and all that. So American companies cannot invest in these things. In fact, American companies cannot invest in funds like mutual funds. which lend money to the Chinese companies which are engaged in this business. I mean, it's a tough situation for for United States and South Korea, as well as Japan and Vietnam, 4 countries, because these 4 countries have common enemies like the US and North Korea. So each of these 4 countries are battling their own thing, but together also they are battling the aggression by China, more so by China. So Wo Won Tuang, South Korea's president is Yoon Suk Yeol. Yoon, Y-O-O-N, Yoon. Suk, S-U-K, Suk dash Yeol, Y-E-O-L, Yeol. I've used this map so many times today because it's related to where we are. Hundreds of protesters have been demonstrating in front of the French military base in Niamey, which is the capital of Niger. This is Niger, Niamey, and they have been asking the French to leave the country. Why? Because Niger has had a major coup, my friends. In fact, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan, all are being ruled by more or less by their militaries, my friends. Coming to Niger, you could write this. Niger's capital, as you know, is Niamey, and they received independence from the French in 1958. But the French have been a major presence. They are like the elephant in the room, my friends. Nobody can see it, but it's still there, kind of thing. Okay, you can't miss it, kind of thing. So some people can't see it, some people see it. See that as the only thing that exists in the room. Okay, it's like, some dance to remember, some dance to forget. These are 2 lines from a great song called Hotel California by the great rock band Eagles. So some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So for varied reasons, countries are fighting against each other here. In each of these countries, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan, governments are being controlled by military forces. So Niamey, Niger, and they received independence, as I said, from France in 1958. But France has been a major presence, has had a major presence, and one reason why there was a coup is that there is a great deal of interference by France in Niger's domestic affairs. This is a major, worrying point for the folks of Niger. They believe that France is exerting undue influence on our government. So the military was pissed off and they said, come on guys, you can't be doing this. So they threw out the president and took control of the country. You could write the current leader of Niger is Abdur Rahman Tichiani, TCH, I repeat, TCH IANI. Okay. Ousted president, OUSTE, means जिसको निकाला गया, the one who has been fired by the military. Ousted, OUSTED, ousted president dash Mahmoud Bazoum. You could write Mahmoud, M-A-H-M-O-U-D, Mahmoud or Muhammad Bazoum, B-A-Z-O-U-M. B-A-Z-O-U-M. Nigeria is here. The capital is Abuja. You could write this, Nigeria. Abuja, A-B-U-G-A. Nigeria's president is a guy called Bola Tinubu. Don't write. Let's stick to capitals today. Mali, this is Mali, and the capital is Bamako. B-A-M-A-K-O. Bamako. Next. Chad, this is Chad. You can see that the capital is N'Djamena. Next. Yeah, Sudan. It's not here in the map. Sudan's they have an interim system. Okay, let's not get into the interim system. Basically, full scale rule is important. Koraput's renowned Kala Jeera rice, often referred to as a Prince of Rice, was recently granted the geographical tag. This is native to Odisha. Koraput, for varied reasons, is one of India's poorest districts, my friends. It's there is a predominance of tribal population, and Koraput was one of those identified districts listed as poor, especially when it concerned certain parameters like hunger, access to education, sanitation, basic living income, and all that. So there is this stretch called Koraput, Bolangir, Kalahandi, 3 places. It's a stretch actually. Okay, so very, very poor, my friends. Things are changing. Hopefully they change for better, but that's how it is. With which installation did NABARD sign an MOU? An MOU is Memorandum of Understanding to co-create data-driven innovations in agriculture and food systems to smallholder farmers. In India, more than 95% of farmers are small farmers. More than 95% of farmers are small farmers, small and marginal farmers with less than 2 acres of land. UNDP is United Nations Development Program. United Nations Development Program. Then the full names of all of this. Skip International Monetary Fund, UNESCO. Look at choice 4. AIIB is Asian Infrastructure and Investment Bank. Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Then we have IBRD. This is a part of the World Bank Group. The World Bank Group has 5 entities. This is one of them. International Bank for Reconciliation and Development. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. This is the original name of the World Bank. The Border Roads Organization will construct India's highest fighter airfield in Myanmar, which is in Ladakh. It is at a height of 13,700 feet. 13,700 feet, my friends. So, this is in Ladakh, and Ladakh's Lieutenant Governor is not General. Lieutenant Governor is B.D. Mishra. B.D. Mishra. Ladakh's Lieutenant Governor is LG is B.D. Mishra, former army man. Jammu and Kashmir, Sikkim. Why don't we look at Sikkim and Arunachal? Sikkim's Chief Minister. I'm so sorry, my friends. Sikkim's Chief Minister is Prem Singh Gole, G-O-L-E-Y. Prem Singh Gole. Meghalaya. Before that, we said we'll come to Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. The Chief Minister is Pema, P-E-M-A, Pema Khandu, K-H-A-N-D-U, Pema Khandu. Meghalaya, I didn't want to tell you because I told you that we'll discuss Sikkim and Arunachal. But since I mentioned Meghalaya a while ago, Meghalaya, Conrad Sangma, S-A-N-G-M-A. Recently, Kerala witnessed the outbreak of Nipah virus. Which of this is true? All of these are true. Okay, I'm not going to spend time on this because this is like, you read this, you would know a lot about the virus kind of thing. Which private sector bank recently received the RBI's approval for the reappointment of its MD and CEO, Sandeep Bakshi? ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank has the same MD as last year, okay, because the RBI approved the name. So ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Sashidhar Jagdishan. Yes Bank, Prashant Kumar. Axis Bank, Amitabh Chaudhary. Amitabh Chaudhary. Then IndusInd Bank, Sumant Katpalia. Sumant Katpalia. Which company signed a strategic MOU with the ISRO and Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, in short called InSpace, to support space technology innovations through cloud computing? Amazon Web Services is one of the world's biggest web services companies, my friends. It's a mega part of Amazon.com. Okay. Amazon CEO is Andy Jassy. Andy, A-N-D-Y. Andy Jassy, J-A-S-S-Y. Andy Jassy. IBM, International Business Machines. CEO is Arvind Krishna. Arvind Krishna. Google, Sundar Pichai. Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. You would know the name anyway. Mark Zuckerberg. Microsoft, Google, Meta are quite famous. So, ISRO's chairperson is Sridhara Somanath. Sridhara Somanath. Okay. Which celebrated Indian fashion designer was conferred with the insignia of, France's highest prize in culture, Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et... Sorry. Chill. Okay, yeah. So, Rahul Mishra. Rahul Mishra is a pretty young chap in his 40s. And this guy became the first Indian to win the 2014 International Woolmark Award. Yeah, the first Indian, my friends, in International Woolmark. They're all, what are called fashion designers, which has become the 13th country that can issue internationally accepted International Organization of Legal Metrology certificates. India. What is OIML? You could write this. This is a French short form, my friends. Head office, Paris. That's it. It doesn't have a CEO. It's a $2 million budget. Not much actually. Head office, Paris. Founded 1955. 1955. About these choices, all of them, So let's not get there. Who won the 2023 US Open at the age of 19? And this person's first Grand Slam title. Coco Gauff of the US. So why don't you write this list? I think you could write this list. 2023 US Open. 2023 US Open. Okay, let's write the names of the winners. In the case of singles, I'll give the names of the runners-up also. Okay, right. 2023 US Open. Underline that. Men's singles dash win Novak Djokovic. Novak N-O-V-A-K. Novak Djokovic. D-J-O-K-O-V-I-C. Novak Djokovic of Serbia. S-E-R-B-I-A. Serbia. Let's write the only winners, my friends. Okay, Novak Djokovic. He defeated Daniil Medvedev of Russia, my friends. And by the way, this is Djokovic's 24th Grand Slam title. There are 4 Grand Slam events. Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. This is the last of the Grand Slams held this year. Okay, to be held this year. So, Novak Djokovic of Serbia defeated Daniil Medvedev of Russia. Next, women's singles. Coco Gauff of US. Choice 3. Coco Gauff of US. Coco Gauff of US beat, I don't know whether I should give you the name of this runners up, but okay, chalo, for singles we will take it. Look at choice 4. Arina Sabalenka beat Arina Sabalenka So Coco Gauff defeated Arina Sabalenka of Belarus, 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 Belarus. So men's doubles. Rajiv Ram of US, in brackets write US, Rajiv Ram and Joe Salisbury, Joe Salisbury, SALISBURY. I repeat, SALISBURY, Salisbury of UK. So Rajiv Ram of the US and the Brit named Joe Salisbury won the men's doubles title. Next, women's doubles winners. Women's doubles winner. Gabriela Dabrowski. Okay, I'll spell the name. Gabriela. Gabriela Dabrowski. Dabrowski. Gabriela Dabrowski and Erin Rutliff. Sometimes these names are difficult to pronounce. Erin, Erin, Erin Rutliff, Rutliff, Rutliff of New Zealand. Last one, mixed doubles. None of them here. Anna Danilova, Anna, A-N-N-A, Anna Danilova, D-A-N-I-L-O-V-A, I repeat, D-A-N-I-L-O-V-A, Danilova of Kazakhstan, K-A-Z-A-K-H-S-T-A-N, Kazakhstan. Okay, and Harry, H-A-R-R-I, Harry, there's no Y, there's an I here, Harry Heliowara, I'm getting right, Heliowara, Heliowara, Harry Heliowara of Finland, Finland, Finland. So that's plenty of names, my friends. We got a list of the winners, all the titles, all the segments, but also the names of the runners-up in the singles events. Thank you for being here. Thank you.